So it's pretty surprising to me that we actually haven't done this cocktail on this channel yet. Today we're going to be tackling pink gin. And this is a pretty primitive classic cocktail that dates back to about 1824. And it's really no surprise that, and we have documented pretty well on this channel that the British Royal Navy got rations of rum during their sea voyages. But the other thing that you must know is that the British Royal Navy also got gin rations as time progressed.
Oh, not at the same time?
What's that? No, I don't think at the same time. No, it was rum rations to begin with the 1700s. By the 1800s, they were doing gin rations. Plymouth Gin was basically the company that was providing the British Royal Navy with their gin rations for almost 200 years. In about 1824, they started using Angostura bitters as a remedy for seasickness because at that time it was used as a cure-all. All bitters were really used as a cure-all at that time. And so really what they would do is they would just mix their Angostura bitters, which was their seasickness cure, with their gin ration to kind of create a kind of a cocktail or whatever, or some type of a drink. The thing is that I will say that the British Royal Navy probably didn't have access to ice, so I'm sure that they were just taking their like lukewarm gin, mixing it with their bitters. But we are not heathens, so we are going to mix it with ice and do it as a proper cocktail. It did actually seep out into British bars and pubs afterward because it became so popular with the sailors that the sailors would then dock places and go to pubs and go to bars, and then they would ask for their pink gin and so on and so forth. And so it kind of carried on through time. Marius is looking at me like, this is weird. This is weird.
And they called it pink gin?
Yeah, they called it pink gin. Yeah, it's called pink gin because this is red and that is clear and it makes pink when you
Yeah, I understand the concept.
So to make this cocktail, you need to do it with Plymouth Gin. You have to.
Okay.
Has to be done with Plymouth Gin. And the thing about Plymouth Gin
from the Plymouth Company.
Well, yes. I mean, here's the thing. In the 1800s, there were actually more than one company making gin in Plymouth. So much so that they actually got a geographic designation because there were some people that were actually trying to copy the Plymouth style in other places in England. The geographic designation was or is going to lapse. It was like Pernod Ricard, who owns Plymouth, is going to allow it to elapse. Especially, I don't know, there's some very practical reasons why they want to do it. I can't recall off the top of my head, since we just did a whole tasting alcohol video ahead of time before this video. So I can't recall exactly the reason, but it is a very practical reason why they're letting it elapse. It's a little bit sad because it's kind of nice when something has a domain to origin or whatever.
They can make it cheaper somewhere else, maybe?
No, they're not going to be making it cheaper anywhere else. I mean, Plymouth has a really storied history. I mean, it's basically made at a distillery called the Blackfriars Distillery, which used to be a monastery, right, where the Blackfriars Monks were there, and so it's named after that. It's been being made there since the early 1700s. And at that time, and through the 1800s, there were a lot more companies making Plymouth-style gin, but over time, those other companies fell away and Plymouth remained. A lot of the reason why Plymouth remained, though, was because for 200 years they were, or damn close to 200 years, they were providing gin to the Royal Navy. So they were basically kept in business even in slim times because of that. And so what we have now is a product that is both a company and a style, and it is the only existent style in its category. So it's a company and a style, and it's the only one. So the town of Plymouth is in southern England, I believe. It's southern England. And it is very much like London Dry Gin, but it has this very kind of earthy minerality to it, which kind of sets it apart. It's very forward in the citrus, and it has the obvious, kind of very prominent juniper that all gin has, because to be gin, things have to be prominent in juniper. But it's a very interesting product, and you have to make it with this. I will say, though, that the other gin that this goes really well with is a gin that the Tanqueray made called Malacca Gin, but it's very rare and hard to find. And it keeps going. Like they basically do this gin in limited runs, and then they let it elapse. And then a couple of years later, they'll bring it back and do another limited run. So it's really hard to get. So Plymouth is going to be your kind of workhorse gin. And those like kind of not medicinal, like those like earthy sort of kind of minerality, those mineral tones to it are really going to make this cocktail sing.
Well, do you know what that's from? Is that from like the water supply?
I don't know. I don't know what it's from. It's just, that is just their style. And, you know, they use a pot still, I believe, in their production process. So pot stills are obviously going to create a much more flavorful, you know, product. But I have to do a deeper dive. It would be really nice to do some videos where we do deep dives on specific bottles, especially like bottles like this that have a very, very storied history. I mean, the distillery so the building that the distillery is in is said to be the very last meeting place of the Pilgrims before they left for America and Plymouth Rock, which is pretty cool. Like it goes deep into history, and it's a very interesting product. All right, I'm gonna make the cocktail now because we have been talking for quite a long time. So we're gonna do 6 dashes of Angostura bitters, and then just 3 ounces of Plymouth gin. Pretty simple. Let's hope that we have enough in this bottle. We are going to kill this bottle in this video. Are we going to kill it? Oh, Marius, right at 3 ounces. Bam. Look at that. Luckily for us, we had a viewer send us a new bottle of Plymouth, which we haven't bought yet, but we're gonna get there. All right, I'm just gonna crack our ice and put it in there. Put a few big pieces, as I like to say.
I mean, it looks orange, but
well, it's Angostura bitters, man. Pink, orange, you know, maybe the guy who named it was colorblind.
Maybe his name was Pink.
Maybe it'll get pinker as it dilutes with water, because it's going to thin it out a little, thin the color out a little bit. I don't know. Pink gin sounds better than orange gin, right? Doesn't it?
Yeah, because then it sounds like it's got orange in it.
All right, let's get this bad boy in a glass and taste it. I feel like this ounce count is a little bit high for this, but we might actually. No, I don't think we do. It's fine. Ounce count's a little bit high. That's cool. That's cool. It's going to have a nice wash line on there. There it is. Pink gin, or as Marius likes to call it, orange gin. Let's taste this bad boy. Ooh, that is wonderful. You know what's really nice about it is that you just basically taste that nice Plymouth gin. It's been diluted enough to make it civilized, and yet at the same time you have the nice kind of aromatic and spice characters of the Angostura there. And that goes really well with the botanicals inside the gin. It's really nice. I like that. Pink gin. I gotta say, this would be like a nice little, well, this would be like a nice little nightcap if you wanted a really strong alcoholic nightcap. But I do enjoy it. It's very, very nice. This is like a, I don't know, kind of like a proto martini almost, you know? Yeah, I don't know. Or I think that maybe they didn't want to call it orange gin, by the way, Marius, is because then that would denote orange bitters.
Right, yeah, it sounds like it's got orange in it.
Although I got to say orange bitters would be
I would call
phenomenally fantastic in here.
Amber gin, but...
Amber gin, but that's a little weird. I think pink gin just has like a nice ring to it. But there it is, guys. Pink gin, which has very interesting history behind it. I really enjoyed learning about this cocktail. This is a cocktail that I knew a lot about. It's a cocktail that I knew about. I knew that it existed. I hadn't really interacted with it very much. And when I decided to do this video, I interacted with it a little bit more and found out this kind of amazing history behind it. I really like its tie-in with Plymouth and stuff. It's pretty cool. I think that's all I got for yous. All right, guys, if you like our channel, please hit like and subscribe and check us out on YouTube memberships. We got cool stuff going there, and we started releasing some exclusive content there, including, but not limited to, videos where we make cocktails that we basically vote on with the, like, literally the membership votes on all of the ingredients, and then we make a video out of that cocktail. It's been pretty fun. We actually shot that last week, the video that they voted on, and it's awaiting editing and release, and it's going to be pretty cool. So check that out.
The Mexican Appletini?
The Mexican Appletini, yes. Yes, the one and only. I kind of feel like that name is going to win. I just know that that name is going to win because our membership is very witty and they love a good kind of jokey name, and you're going to win on that one, I think. So the Mexican Appletini. And then on top of that, we have our virtual bottle program, which has been a phenomenal success, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
A lot of people have been sending us bottles. It is much appreciated. So check out theeducatedbarfly.com, go to the virtual bottles tab, and check out how it works. It's pretty fantastic. But you can basically send us a bottle, and we will use it, and we will say your name when we use it. How fantastic is that? And then you can help the show in a way, if you like. And we've got some really good stuff. It's been really, really fun. So I don't know. I think that's all I got for you guys. I'll see you guys another time.